Hey there, action fan, it's Avatar review time, and it's another double feature. The first episode is In Harm's Way. The episode begins with bad Zuko, Korra's dad, and the creepy twins trying to stop a four horsemen get-together. In one of the best fights in the season so far. They fail, naturally. Anyway, back in Ba Sing Se, the boys are back from the slums to reveal that Queen Beryl has been kidnapping airbenders, including Kai.
Oh no, not Kai.
So Team Avatar goes into action to find the missing airbenders, and the first place they look is Lake Laogai, naturally. But sadly, Dai Li Area 51 has nothing but rubble and sharks in it. Then, thanks to Janora's new astral projection powers, she finds Kai, who's been getting the snot kicked out of him by the Dai Li. Later that night, Korra, master of tactics that she is, leads a jailbreak with
no distraction, no disguise, and no subtlety whatsoever.
I was going to say with no time to lose. But hey, it all worked out. But if they would have done everything all sneaky-like, then we wouldn't have had that awesome fight scene with the Dai Li, now would we? The airbenders escaped, and Tenzin got a bagload of new recruits.
And Korra's now an enemy of the state.
The next episode is the Metal Clan. And it's set in one of the most beautiful locations yet, Zaofu. An entire city made of metal.
Damn, that must get hot in the summer.
And cold in the winter.
And the city is run by the charming Ms. Su Yin, Toph's other daughter. And unlike her sister, she's just the nicest lady. She also has a daughter, with the surprisingly un-Avatar sounding name Opal, and airbending powers. She's also got like 4 other kids. And there's no need to worry about superpowered bending terrorists trying to attack Korra, because Zaofu is one of the safest places around.
Yeah, I heard that one before.
And even with all the layers of metal and security, Lin still isn't comfortable. And that's because she just doesn't get along with her relatives. And even a doe-eyed teen admirer can't snap her out of it. There's also a B-plot about a mysterious and crazy skilled new recruit on Air Temple Island, who couldn't possibly be more sinister. And Kaya earns herself a metric load of brownie points by sniffing out the rat, having the good sense to call for backup when fighting a notoriously OP airbender, and being a waterbender par excellence. Episode MVP right there. Okay, so one of these 2 episodes is a bit better than the other, so let's look at the higher quality one first. In Harm's Way. In Harm's Way is a great action romp and has some fun mystery elements to it. This is definitely a team effort. Everyone gets to contribute at least something. Mako and Bolin breach the conspiracy, Asami gets to do a little smooth talking, Bumi's always fun to have around, Tenzin's the voice of wisdom, Korra kicks major. But what else is new? And Kai gets to eat a big old slice of humble pie. The Dai Li are awesome villains, and I'm very, very happy they're back. The big battle between Team Avatar and the evil enforcers of the Earth Queen's will rocked.
More puns. Lovely.
But it still didn't hold a candle to the opening fight between Zuko and friends and the Four Horsemen. Speaking of, for a group as allegedly dangerous as they are, they have a lot of quippy banter going on. Don't get me wrong, it's legitly funny, but it does humanize them and make them less intimidating and mysterious than they'd otherwise be. Also, there was one scene that sorta bugged me. It was when Bumi was talking on the radio and Lin wasn't acknowledging the code words he was using. I know it was a joke, but it makes the heroes look a little dumb. Because if you're broadcasting on a radio, then people other than the person you're talking to could be listening. Hence, code names. Finally, there's a neat revelation about why Korra was so sheltered during her training. Apparently, the Four Horsemen tried to kidnap her as a kid. This puts Tenzin and Tonraq's decisions into context. But unfortunately, the why behind Zahir's plans is still a mystery. Now let's break down the good and the bad in Harm's Way. On the good side, the whole Team Avatar is fully engaged and on point. The episode is bookended by bad elemental foo action, and the dish on the fearsome foursome was much appreciated. On the other hand, some questionable dialogue choices and a laggy second act don't hold In Harm's Way back much. I give this episode 4 out of 5. Now for the Metal Clan. This episode is a lot more talky, and not in a good Holmesian way. It's mainly built on pulling the rug out from our preconceived notions about Lin. But to the episode's credit, they do explain why Lin never mentioned she had a sister. So it's not quite Canterlot wedding bad. Steel City is the biggest redeeming factor in the episode, as the whole place is shameless Art Deco eye candy. The huge cast of new characters are nice enough, personality-wise, but I wouldn't rule out Sue being behind the Great Humongous Raiders, or possibly pulling a Lando Calrissian at some point.
You're just saying that because the right-hand man looks like a Lobot.
The history of Toph's family after the 100 Years' War was interesting, and we got a cool revelation about Toph still being alive and wandering the land in search of enlightenment, so I'm sure we'll be seeing her again at some point. And they seem to be setting up Opal as Bolin's girlfriend, and I 100% approve. Bolin's been jerked around, and he deserves someone nice. This episode is a little unfair in that it waves Lin's baggage in our face and then never really deals with it. Finally, Zahir is coming into his own as a villain. He's clearly a true believer with an agenda he's hell-bent on carrying out. But like I said before, Kaya is the MVP this time. She's never really had a moment to shine, but boy did she rise to the occasion. She's a great example of why water is my favorite bending style.
Private, could you be more lame? Fire's where it's at.
I'm partial to metal myself.
There's also a brief cameo from the man with the plan, Handsome Varric. But it's a shame all that great art design didn't extend to the stupid robes everyone's wearing in Irontown. Okay, now it's time to break down the good and the bad in the Metal Clan. On the good side, finding out about the rest of Toph's family was cool. I think Zahir was really threatening, even if he was kind of a hipster. The art style was gorgeous. We get proof positive that Mako uses hair gel. And Kaya, of course. On the bad side, the episode drags like you wouldn't believe. Lin is starting to develop baggage within her baggage. And the robes looked dumb. I give the Metal Clan a 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913. And find me on Facebook for updates about videos and more.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.